World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
This is Kia Rogers, and you're listening to Urbanology with my dad, Tony Rogers, on WHCR 90.3 FM New York.
Good afternoon, Tony Rogers. And for those who are new to the show, William Anthony Rogers, as my dear mom, who's smiling in heaven and frowning whenever she hears Tony Rogers, because that wasn't on my birth certificate, Tony. It was William Anthony Rogers. But for most of my friends and colleagues and associates, they call me Tony. Anyway, welcome to the show. We're in the middle of Harlem Holistic Wellness Week, which is a week every last Saturday in April to the first Saturday in May. We celebrate holistic health and wellness. And the basic focus of the week is to give individuals who are interested in looking at alternative ways to stay healthy a glimpse at people who are doing those types of things, the practitioners, the products, the different options that you might have if you want to start looking at a natural way of dealing with your health. Our guest today, I met her on the first day of Harlem Holistic Wellness Week, which is last Saturday. It was also Tai Chi Qigong Day, the World Tai Chi Qigong Day, as well as the opening day of Market in the Heights, which is a project that is going to take place on the campus of City College from now every Thursday and Saturday from 12 noon to 6 o'clock. There will be wellness opportunities for wellness food, fresh food, cooked food. There will be a number of different types of opportunities as it relates to those who may still be living in a food desert, an opportunity to get fresh fruits and vegetables and to learn about ways to be healthy. This year, the title or the theme for Harlem Holistic Wellness Week was Healthy Eating, Healthy Living. So it made sense for us to come together with the the Market in the Heights activity, because that's what they were talking about. So during the Wellness Week opening, I met a young lady who had a very interesting product. I love sorrel. You know, I'm not Jamaican, but so many of my friends are, and I love going to Jamaica, which is where I was introduced to sorrel. And hibiscus, interesting enough, is a plant that is very, very. It has a lot of medicinal benefits to it, especially now we're in spring and dealing with Taoism wellness practices. Spring is the season of wood, and the yin and yang organs for wood is the liver and the gallbladder. And hibiscus is very good for the liver as well as high blood pressure for those who might have it. So I brought a bottle, and it was, the bottles was beautiful, but it was delicious. So I called this lady up and I said, Zoe, can you come on the show? We're talking about wellness. We're talking about the market. And of course, I would like for people to see what you have put together in a very beautiful. The packaging is wonderful. When you finish sorry, you might want to keep the bottle for something. But nevertheless, Zoi Wiley, the owner and founder of the product that I just talked about, I would like you to come on and talk to us a little bit about drink sorrow, hibiscus sorrow.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good,
It's nice
Zoe.
to see you out of your uniform. I didn't even know you at first. I was waiting to see you in your Tai Chi uniform, getting your thing.
Well, it's not like Superman, but very seldom people know that. Every so often I'm not always that way, but that was World Tai Chi Chi Kong Day. So in honor of a person that was dear to who passed away, that was this uniform that we would wear at his school. He was my Tai Chi instructor. But tell us about your journey into this product, which I love. I'm hooked now.
That's what we want.
I'm hooked. And I'll tell you something. It's funny. Before you do this, there was a brother walking down the street, and I said, you should taste this because it's good. I was tasting it. He said, I got to go. And I said, no, just taste it. He said, okay. The next thing I didn't know, he was walking down the street with a bottle, this big bottle in his hand. So tell us a little bit about this product.
Well, as you said, my name is Zoe, and I am the owner of Caribbean Hibiscus. This is our small bottle, actually. The bottle that I think you got the big one.
Right. But it's the same, it's just bigger, but the bottle.
It's still like the same. I call it my sexy look. It's like a sexier, even though it's non-alcoholic. The whole theme, I guess you could say, behind it is that my dad was like an amazingly heavy martini drinker. He loved martinis. He passed away in February of 2020. Not from COVID, but in the beginning of, the pandemic.
Right.
I was in the process of opening a restaurant. I had closed on a space on 17th Street in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I was calling it to Dorsey, right after my dad, Dorsey Wiley. And basically it was just, all my money was leaving. It was just like we couldn't open, and it was just kind of like you're sitting there and you're just looking at all your money go away. And at that particular time, I had actually lived in Trinidad for 4 years. So I had a restaurant out there in Maracas Beach on the
Whoa.
huh? What did
I
you say?
said, I'm familiar with that. Whoa. I just said, whoa, because it brought back some memories that I can't discuss here.
The restaurant tour beach bum. That's what I was basically.
Wow.
While I was there, I used to actually make it. I would actually get the dried leaves and bring them back with me, because during Christmas time was the only time, even in Trinidad, that you could really get the leaves to make the sorrel. So basically, I used to make it, and people would tell me like, "Golly, your hand is so sweet." Not knowing that I'm like straight out of North Carolina, but
by way of Africa, so it's all good.
Exactly. But I've always had a gift of cooking. My smell is it's very much on point. So I can smell things and I can tell you what's in it and I can cook it. So this was nothing other than me loving the drink. And so when COVID actually happened, I was making it and giving it away for free, because a lot of people were like, hey, I want to boost my immune system. I know your drink is really good. Can you make me some? So I started looking at the fact that, wait a minute, I'm making this, I'm giving this away for free. I could make money off of this. And so I immediately switched gears. I hired an attorney, got my money back, and I ended up taking that money, finding a warehouse, and turning it into a fully licensed facility. So now we have a 3,200 square foot warehouse right in Queens, where I turned it into a bottling factory. So we are fully licensed. We are FDA approved as well, because I spent a year in testing before I even sold the drink. So it took me about a year and a half just to really get the business off the ground, because I had to go through all this licensing and everything like that. But at least I was able to perfect the recipe. I was able to actually test this and make sure that it was completely healthy.
Right.
And also, I wanted to make sure it was stable, because, normally when you buy sorrel, it's in plastic. It's from a bakery. It's normally refrigerated, or it has to stay refrigerated. So I wanted to figure out a way to actually make this sustainable and make it so that it lasts for a while. So I found out that my bottles are actually stable for a year if you don't open it. And then once you open it, it's actually 30 days in the refrigerator, give or take. Honestly, you can have it in there for about 45 days, but I always tell people 30 days in the refrigerator. That's the best way to consume it. But I make it all natural. It's made from Egyptian hibiscus, because I import it. It's made from lemon, clove, allspice, pure organic sugarcane, and fresh ginger. So we actually use real fresh ginger root. We don't use any powders. We don't use anything that's already processed. We do all the processing in our factory. So it comes out all natural. It's gluten-free. And this entire bottle is only 290 calories, which is very unique, because normally when you get a sorrel, it's full of white sugar.
Right.
Yeah, because we use organic sugarcane, it's a lot healthier. And the trick of it was we actually ferment it. So we don't steep it in a pot. We ferment this drink. So after it's fermented, we got it tested for the nutritional value. So it's full of potassium, iron, calcium, and fiber. So our drink is completely healthy. We got the paperwork to prove it. And
people like me to testify. I said, we got to bring her on TV so people can find out about this. And plus, it's Wellness Week.
So you don't have to put this in the refrigerator. You can actually store this in a shelf. It doesn't have to be refrigerated until you open it, which is the best part about it. Because if you do have a case, because a lot of people like buying cases, and just put the bottles in the pantry and then take them out as they need them.
Right. And matter of fact, you did so well that you ran out of cases.
Yeah, sold out.
I had to keep. I purchased a bottle, and actually Richard purchased it for me. I got to give him credit. He said, "Okay, Tony, I'll get this for you." He owed me a couple of dollars, so that was a good way to help me and help him too. But I was circling back because I kept seeing these bottles. I said, "Don't forget, that's mine," because it's one of those things where you really have to taste it. And usually, when you go to places, if they're willing for you to take a taste of it, they're pretty confident in the product.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful thing. Tell me about the bottle. I was reading as handcrafted.
Mhm.
How did that come about?
So basically, what we do is we order our bottles in, but we don't. So when you say handcrafted, it basically just means that we hand bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're not automated as of yet.
Right.
So every bottle is handcrafted, like from the labeling down to the seals, the everything.
Mm.
And then what we actually do is we do what we call the flashlight test on every bottle to make sure that every bottle is sealed and there are no impurities in it.
Mm.
That's very important. I mean, you have to be very specific and intentional when you own a beverage and you're bottling it, because people are consuming it.
Right.
So you want to make sure that not only is it a premium beverage, you want to make sure that nothing gets inside of it.
Right.
And I mean, it's life. Anytime you're in a factory, anytime you have human beings handling something, and even if it was a machine, you're still supposed to do a flashlight test. I remember going to the grocery store and I bought.
And what's a flashlight test? Just so that I
So
can.
basically, you take a flashlight and you
Right.
shine it to the bottle so that you can see straight through the bottle to make sure that there's nothing else in it besides.
Floating around.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because when you first bottle it, you're not going to get the drags. The drags are like when it's all natural, you're going to get like the little, I call it the drags, but it's like you'll see like the little spices and stuff settling
Right.
because it's natural. That's what it does. If you get a juice or anything, it's always going to be like that. But when you first bottle it, nothing's going to be there but the drink because it's not that yet. So that's the best time to test it to make sure that it's nothing else in the bottle.
Well, now. How do you distribute?
Right now, we do individual distribution. We do have a distribution company that we utilize for Bermuda, which is our international, because we are on shelves in Bermuda.
Right.
But locally, as far as like in the US, we're doing it ourselves right now. I will say this much. We were entertaining a particular distribution company, but they were not putting my bottles in high-end stores. They wanted to put my bottles in stores that did not match
Mm-hmm.
the look and the ingredients and the money that it cost.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I pulled out of that, and I would rather do farmers markets for right now. Until we get great distribution and we are on the shelves in Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, those types of places.
All right.
We are in organic stores in Queens, though.
Right.
So, we're in like Green Bay Organics and quite a few organic stores there. We're also in Watkins Health Food Stores, which is in Harlem, Black
Right.
owned. So we're just very particular with the brand because we are new. We want to be in certain places. Not all money is good money.
I understand. Now, you and I just saw a message about the product presentation is fabulous. Love and care. Ingredients are good. How do I order my bottle? Bonita, is that your cousin?
No, actually, I don't know who it is.
I'm just kidding. I agree. I would say the same thing. So before we get into my other question, let's make sure that we tell her how to order her. You have a website.
Yes, it is www.drinkcaribbeanhibiscus.com. I see it's actually on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can go there and you can actually order. Now, the beautiful thing is that if you are local and you are ordering a case, it is free drop-offs and pickups. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, if you do order a case, you can select local pickup and you can actually come to the factory and pick it up, or we can drop it with you
And you will be at Market in the Heights
on Saturdays. We'll
on
be
the Saturday.
in Mayo too. Cinco de
Huh?
Mayo there.
I'm sorry?
We will be there for Cinco de Mayo.
Okay, on the 5th,
Yes.
which is Thursday.
Yes.
That's going to be a good day.
Yes.
A lot of things are happening there. But, and one of the things also that I discovered, because I talked to a friend of mine about this, and he's Jamaican, and he says, "Well, that sounds good. How does it taste with rum?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm sure that because he likes to mix rum and sorrow, to make
Yes.
a certain drink." And I said, "I don't know, but we'll have to try that and see." But have you had any people talk to you about mixing?
Well, okay. So right now we're actually in some bars and restaurants in Brooklyn. Savvy Bistro, which is black owned as well. It's on the corner of, what is it, Nostrand? I don't think it's St. Mark's. I can't remember the street it's on the corner of, but it's called Savvy Bistro. We're also in Amarachi's in Brooklyn, which is also black owned, African owned actually. So basically you can utilize this as not only a mixer, which we have recipes on the website.
Right.
You can use this as a mixer. You can use it as a health tonic. You can make mocktails. You can make sangria with it. It's very versatile. You can even cook with this product. I have recipes. We're about to open up a food corner on the website, which is going to give different recipes that I came up with. Cook.
Right.
And then we ask people, send in your recipes, take a picture of what you do so we can feature it on our website. Because we're always interested in getting like new and better recipes and cocktail mixtures. It tastes great with everything, like gin, vodka, rum, tequila, any of those things. It tastes great with. It even tastes great with bourbon.
And even though this is Wellness Week and we don't always talk about these things, however, it's part to promote though, and one of the things that I want to do is to make sure that people have a clear understanding of your product.
Okay.
It's important to one, and as I am concerned, is to have something that tastes good and is good for you. But I also want to make sure that people know that's the whole point of this Wellness Week concept, to begin to have people like yourself who are doing things that can be very helpful. And it's very helpful to me to understand that through Soul City and other vehicles, there's an opportunity to bring so many different eyes on people like yourself who are doing, so many good things. And it's always a pleasure, it's a blessing. Now, again, the Market in the Heights is on Convent Avenue, 130, from 130, really 138th Street to 140th Street. So from 12 to 6 this Thursday, as well as on Saturday, same time, 12 to 6. That will be really going on at City College until October, every Thursday and every Saturday. But I'm telling you, when you come, you have to, seeing and tasting is believing. I can say all that I can say, but you really have to taste that. Now, have you been in conversations with anyone from either Whole Food or Trader Joe's who's coming to Harlem pretty soon?
Yes, I have. You know what? They have pointed me in the direction of joining Range Me website. They said that was the only way basically I could get into their store. So I joined the website, but then they wanted like $4,000 just for them to put you in front of this company. And I'm like, $4,000? Like,
Well,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody, this is America, and you can make business on many different things, but there there are other ways to have a product introduced without paying $4,000 up.
Well, no, I do know that now. The thing is that when you do go into the store, which I have been inside of the store, I also call the corporate office. So I've definitely tried, but at this point, I actually feel like they're going to end up coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this: if you keep knocking at a door and they don't open it, what you do is you make yourself hard to ignore. And the only way they can't ignore you is when they see your product and so many people talk about it. I do know someone who actually did get into Whole Foods, and they said they tried forever to get into Whole Foods and it wasn't working out. So what they ended up doing was just pushing their product, pushing their product, pushing their product. And then Fox News, I think, did a story or something on them. They ended up getting a call. Whole Foods picked up their product. So oftentimes it is the connections that you make outside of the norm and being visible, wherein you get discovered or the right person sees your product and says, you know what, I love this product and this is what I want. And I do feel that will definitely happen. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. Right now, we're in markets all summer. We're in different markets. We're in down to earth markets. We're in Market in the Heights. We're in all these different markets. We're in a lot of trade shows. I'm on the road next week going to Virginia Beach for the craft show.
It's a nice place to go for a craft show.
I know. It's going to be like a workcation.
Okay.
But no, and you know what? Just to touch on something, because I got a little open when you started talking about the drinks. I just wanted to bring home the fact of what the drink is actually good for, health wise. So it's amazing for high blood pressure. It really, truly is. I normally tell people it's not a medicine, it's a lifestyle. You can drink as much as you like, but I normally would at least try to drink 4 ounces a day in order to get the health properties from it. It's amazing for your digestion. It's awesome also for like weight management because it does help to curb your appetite. You saw me in the market. You didn't see me eat a thing, right? You saw me there all day long, not eating. Basically, I'll take a shot of it, like about 2-3 ounces, and just drink it slow and sip on it, and it will cut your appetite. It really works. I am living proof that it actually does work. It's great for your bladder. It can help get rid of like bladder infections. I have not had, and I used to be prone to bladder infections. Most women are. I have not had a bladder infection in probably about 8 years, and I've been drinking it that long, even though my has been out for 2. So,
well, and as I had mentioned before, it has been used, the plant for centuries for liver.
mm-hmm.
And the liver and the bladder work together. They are yin and yang organs. So, and I had just finished writing a story about spraying and the yin and yang organs of spraying. And I always believe that all things happen for a reason. There's no such thing as a coincidence. What we call a coincidence is really a message from the mind of the universe or God, or however you label that entity that's greater than us, that this is something that you should do. And if you follow that message, usually, if there's something that you're already thinking about, because I believe in manifestation, if you're thinking about something, focused on it, and especially if it's something, which is my personal opinion, if it's something that can not only help yourself, but that can help others, we're in a time where that resonates to a lot of people, and it allows for you to kind of be, in with the current. You're not necessarily trying to swim upstream. If you have a kind of a positive focus on what you're doing because it reflects in your product. The time that you take, the presentation that you have, and all of those quantities and qualities are in their motion at this particular time as we move into this type of energy where people are looking at themselves. How can I improve myself? How can I help myself? And if you're doing what you're doing, creating, as you were saying, you were giving away free. Anytime you can make a business on something that you were doing for nothing, that's a good thing.
Yes.
I
enjoy this. I love what I truly, and I'm not gonna start tearing up because when I get emotional, I'm like an emotional person, but I love what I'm doing. I truly do. I cannot be more thankful to God that He's blessed me with this company. And everything that I do, I do it from love. I do it from a place of truly caring about people and caring about my product and caring about how I make my money. How you make your money is very, very important. And I would much rather make my money this way, giving something that's good for people that they can actually enjoy, as opposed to doing something that doesn't matter,
Well, and from a future thought, because I know you're in the process of doing things, but since you have had some international experience, one of the things through the Harlem Tourism Board, we're beginning to develop ways to have African and Caribbean Americans become more focused on Africa as far as travel, doing business, and the like. And products like yours are great opportunities to begin to look at how that works. That's a little, futuristic, but we're working on a 5-year plan, and we're taking groups. Actually, taking a group in June, and we're taking groups of people who want to see Africa, want to travel, but also want to see what type of business opportunities that may be there. And it's surprising. Their products, their things that we do that are just as interesting to Africans, wherever they may be, as the things that they do are interesting to us. We just never really had a way to make that connection and develop those relationships. So those are some of the things. Now that I'm in your orbit and you're in mine, we can perhaps talk about it. And for some reason, okay, you just went black on me. I was saying, I know we're talking about Africa.
No, this is what happens when I'm on my phone. You know the difficulties that I had on
but that's all right.
Like the phone is ringing, all type of stuff. So I'm trying to X out everything.
Where do you see Caribbean hibiscus going? Where would you want to be this time next year or a year after?
In shelves all over. Initially in shelves all over America, and then by the next year in shelves all over like Africa, Europe, everywhere. I want this drink I envision to be a household name. A lot of people kept asking me, are you going to come out with different products and different flavors and all these different things? And I'm like, when you have cranberry juice, it's cranberry juice. It was cranberry juice forever, right? And then they changed it and started doing apple cranberry and all that. But that took a long time before they did that.
That's
the same thing with Caribbean hibiscus. We're going to focus on this. And then I have another version of this coming out. It's right now in stability testing. It's a soda that's coming out for it. So that will be coming out, I would say probably by the end of the year, because you have to complete testing. Right. And a lot of people always say to me, they're like, well, why don't you just put it out there? And I'm like, no, I'm not putting anything out and it's not tested. That's what
makes sense
to do. You do it the proper way. A lot of people don't. And when I got into this, I thought that everybody tested their drink. I thought it. And then I was talking to people and they were like, no, most of the drinks that people buy are not even tested.
Which is One of the reasons why a lot of times we find ourselves, especially when we some of the carbonated drinks can be harmful, even though they might have a health label around it somewhere. But if you don't really know what's in it,
Mm.
marketing is an interesting animal that can sway depending on who's putting it out there.
Yeah.
Joey, again, your website, want to make sure that people understand that, want to make sure that people also know that at least for this Thursday and next Saturday, and hopefully you'll be coming out some more on the Market of the Heights. I know you are doing things all over the place, and
No, we'll be there every Saturday.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
That means I can become uh, a good customer.
You joined the Caribbean Hibiscus family. That's all.
I will join the family, and at some point you have to go on one of our trips to Africa so that you
I
can
would love to.
you know
I want to visit West Africa because originally that's where the hibiscus flower is from. It's originally called the roselle plant. So
hmm
it's originally from West Africa.
yeah,
That's Senegal makes the best.
Senegal.
Yeah,
That's
Bissap the actual drink, but it has
right. which
yeah.
is which is my thought, because understanding that, I did a little research and I was coming to that. I'm glad that you Senegal is where we're working now. We have and we're in development of a 5-year plan
Mhm.
to attract African Americans and Caribbean Americans back to Senegal, similar to what happened in Ghana. And the process is taking small groups at the beginning. We have a trip going out in June 9th to the 16th, and maybe another one in December. But the idea is to start allowing for people to see and understand that there are not a lot of difference between these things, even with a language, which is what Senegal had struggled with, because it was hard for them to get African Americans that are are African Americans from the brothers. Sometimes there's this concept is that when people travel or able to be educated and travel, whether Africans are educated to come here or Americans are educated to going there, they're not necessarily all of the time the people who you would meet, if you're here, and
Mhm.
talking to them and understanding certain things. A lot of times the colonizer has did a very good job in allowing for people to be, you know, more white than black sometimes. You know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But to be able to go and actually meet people, your counterparts in a sense, whether they're educated, business, or whatever, but they're there and not always able to get here. Just as the same with us, we're here and always able to get there. So our thought pattern is to try to begin to awaken the sleeping giant. That's the concept. That's the term, and I'll send you some information about that.
Good.
But it's really to let people like yourself, creative people who have vision, to understand that there's we can be in other places, but if we can do business at home in the motherland, that's a great thing. That's a wonderful opportunity, and to be able to at least see what that means is what my journey is. For it's interesting. I'm a Juneteenth baby, so so my idea is to uh, go over the sunset, bringing these communities together, the diaspora with Africa. So I would love to talk to you more about it, but I got to tell you, Drink Caribbean Hibiscus.com. Please go there or come to Market in the Heights on Convent Avenue, 138th Street to 140th Street, 12 to 6 on Saturday, 12 to 6 on Thursday the 5th is coming up. Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Make sure come out, get Caribbean hibiscus, because you can clean your liver and drink your liquor at the same time.
I was gonna bring that together. Whatever you're drinking, the liver, the beers, all of those types of things, you might want to have some cleaner, some good tasting cleaner to help with doing that. Any last shout outs you want to give to people or things that you might want to say?
I would just
you have a couple of minutes.
Instagram, if you are on Instagram or social media like Facebook. We are Caribbean Hibiscus on Instagram. So it's just at Caribbean Hibiscus on Instagram. And on Facebook, we're at Drink Caribbean Hibiscus. So tag us on your drinks and we give you a coupon as well. So like we'll give you like a little, if you join our website and you join the app, which when you go to the website, it'll point you to joining the app. We send out coupons to our members on a regular, and especially with people who repost us and tag us, and because it helps us. It helps us when people know about us. So we want to help you get the product a little cheaper if you help us get more people that know about us.
Okay, I'm just reading. You got a lot of people looking at this. I'm excited and can't wait to enjoy it. Do you plan on installing a frequent buyer program? How about a discount for a friend program as well? I'm going to blab to everyone I know, but every little incentive may help.
Yes. Definitely. Like I said, we send out coupons where you can go to the website. Now, the only thing is that if you're buying it in person, we don't have the coupons in person just as of yet. So it would just be when you purchase online. And like I said, you can do local pickup, or you can get it dropped off. If you're getting a case, we do it where we can drop it off for free.
Now,
But
when you say local, what's your geographic boundaries of local?
Oh, local would be within the New York area, in the boroughs. So whatever borough that you're
Bronx, the 5
Bronx, yep, the 5 boroughs. We don't do free delivery to like Westchester and stuff like that. Further, but we do free delivery to the boroughs, but only for cases. Only cases. For if you're getting individual bottles and you don't want to pay shipping, you can set up an appointment and come by the factory and pick it up. I do get people that ask me, can I buy it online and then pick it up from you in the market? No, we can't do that because we only bring a certain amount out to the market.
And they run out pretty fast.
Yeah, and we run out really fast.
Now, where is the factory located? What's the address of the factory?
We're located at 6925 Metropolitan Avenue, which is Middle Village, Queens, New York. Our on the website as well, we have our address listed. And we're the only warehouse right there on 70th Street.
And so you call the warehouse, or you call for an appointment, and you indicate what you're looking for, and you can come and pick up. What are the hours?
10 to 6, but it does fluctuate because sometimes we are out. We're out at markets, we're out doing drop-offs and things of that nature. And then sometimes we're in full production, and when we're in full production, a lot of times we can't hear the phone because it's so loud. So what I do is we constantly are checking the office phone that is there. I just had someone come pick up yesterday. Literally, he called and he came and picked up his order, and he got 2 cases. So you can definitely call, or you can email us. And when you go to the website anyway, there's like a little thing where you can send requests and you can actually type it, and it comes directly to my phone. Like people don't realize that, but I get those messages directly to my phone. Like someone just purchased. Someone watching. Thank you, Brenda. She just purchased, and I actually got a notification on my phone. So I'm constantly aware of when someone needs something, or all you got to do is just send me a message, and I promise I'll get right back to you.
Well, again, on behalf of Soul City and Harlem Holistic Wellness Week, I could not have planned a better interview because one, your energy and spirit is in line with what we try to present, because that's more important, because that energy and spirit has a reflection to whatever product you're talking about. And in this case, it's the Caribbean hibiscus sorrow. And thank you, Zoe. I thank you in many different ways. One, because I have a drink now that can help me try. I'm working on the battle of the bulge. So I have to remember that, so that I'll have a bottle out on. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be out there on Thursdays and Saturdays, so I'm going to test how much I am able to curb my appetite with all of that food that's out there.
Oh boy.
And they got a lot of vegetarian food trucks that are going to be out there or throughout the market, which is very helpful. But again, I am happy that we were able to connect. I will be a devoted customer and do as much as I can to allow as many people as I can to know what you do, Zoe. It's one thing that you have a good product, but the other thing is that the person and the spirit, and the energy behind what you're doing is what is, I think, even more important. And I'm sure that what you're doing, your success, will benefit a number of people in many different ways. And I guess my last question is that, sometimes expanding lessens the type of personalized touch. Have you thought about how to keep what you're doing the way it is as you begin to grow?
Yes.
Or is that possible?
No, it is. It's very possible, because once I automate, because we're not going to continue hand bottling. Of course, you can't do that once you hit a certain number. You can't. Right now, we're doing about 800 to 1,000 bottles a week. Right? I can do that in my sleep.
You can, huh?
Yeah. For me. It's like you cut your music on and you go in, and then I have my team working with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we pop it out. We just pump them out and it just goes. But the thing is that I taste every single vat before it's actually bottled, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do in order to make sure that the consistency and the flavor and the taste are still there, you hire someone to taste, and that's their job.
That's not a bad gig. Maybe I might talk to you.
So you want a job taste?
That sounds like a good deal.
It's great, because you even though the recipe is the same every time, because we use real lemon, we don't use lemon juice, and that's the thing. Most time when you get in products with lemon in it, it's lemon juice. It's not real lemon. I mean, it's real lemon, but it's processed lemon, right? So with us, we use actual lemons, and they're juiced and filtered, right? So depending on the bitterness of the lemon, which can range because it's fruit, it can add a bitterness to the batch. You expect a little bit, but you don't want a lot. I've only had to throw one batch out because the lemon was not right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the whole purpose of tasting it. It's not necessarily to say, oh, this is too sweet, or that's always going to be the same. But the difference would be the lemon. The lemon can change the consistency of your batch. That's why you do small batches. So when you have even with a lot of liquors, they do small batch, but then they process in big vats after they've done the fermentation in the small batches.
Well, what you've convinced me, matter of fact, if the day that I drive, I think I'm driving on Saturday, I'm going to get a case, since it will last me without opening it, it'll last how long?
It'll last a year. Well, I put
even though that's not going to happen
no,
because that's going to be my summer drink, you know, and maybe I might get a small one and take to Senegal with me and help market it there. We'll talk about that. You know, if I get a deal, we'll talk about that. And you know, and I can do barter. You know, you can keep me you can keep me in sorrow for a long period of time. But nevertheless, I'm down. I you know, save me a case. I will get it. I can start thinking about buying different types of ice and put some juice in it and all some other types of things. But
make sure
more importantly,
it's
drink it straight in order to get the health products for it, and then you can experiment after a while.
well, do the
You
fresh
got me.
squeezed juice though. Don't do store-bought juice.
Okay, I understand. I understand. No use to, you know, putting mud into water. You know? It doesn't always work right, especially if you got to drink it. You know? But Zoe, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Save me a case if I'm running around. You know that I'll make, you know, people watch this. They say, "Did you get your case from Zoe?" I said, "Yeah." You know, when I make these, you know, commitments on live TV, you know, people will question you too. Did he do that, or is he just saying that? So I have to be a man of my word. So I will do that. And for those of you again, Drink Caribbean Hibiscus.com is where you want to go if you want to see Zoe on Thursday or Saturday. Come to the City College of New York campus on 138th Street and Condren Avenue, and we'll, you know, give you more information. You can pick up the Harlem Community News or some of the other periodicals that have the information about Market in the Heights, and as well as Harlem Holistic Wellness Week on your one at .com actually. So go there. We will talk to you next week. Zoe, again, it's been a pleasure. I look forward for a lasting relationship. And one of these days, I'm going to talk you into going to Senegal.
You don't have to talk me through it. I was already planning to go there next year.
Okay.
No
all
one
right, then.
lives there, so yeah.
I'll make sure that I send you some information so you can see what the future can bring. Okay. Thank you, and again, thank Matt McCoy for, you know, giving us this space and time. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week. And if you can come out on Thursday, and first you'll be able to see Zoe, and then you'll be able to experience so many other wonderful healthy eating, healthy living opportunities at Market in the Heights and Wellness Week, which will end on Saturday, the 7th, at Market in the Heights on Convent Avenue at 138th Street. So you have 2 times to come out. Well, you have a whole month or so to come out for Market in the Heights, but for Wellness Week, you have 2 more opportunities. Thank you. Talk to you soon. And again, Matt McCoy, my brother, thank you for hosting us, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.
This is Kia Rogers, and you're listening to Urbanology with my dad, Tony Rogers, on WHCR 90.3 FM New York.
The art of war with love.